and thanks for joining me for my 4th episode of A Walk in the Park. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you are having a wonderful Christmas, and if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you're having a really fantastic Tuesday. Either way, here we are. Now, personally, Christmas used to be like my favorite holiday. I loved it, because I was like, kind of a Jesus freak back in the day. I had a Real Men Love Jesus bumper sticker on my car and all that. And now, you know how a lot of parents pretty much just celebrate Christmas for their kids? Well, I kind of celebrate it for my parents now. So I'm going to make some chocolates and stuff and go over there for dinner. But I don't really get into Christmas the way that I used to, partly because I don't really celebrate Christianity the way that I used to. And I don't really believe that Jesus was born on December 25th. One, because this calendar didn't exist then, and a number of other reasons. And I don't think that what is important about the message of Christ is celebrated enough. I mean, the peace on earth thing is a nice little quote and a nice sentiment, but I don't really think that Christmas does all to promote that, But I do think that it's about the message of Christ. And I hope that it's about that. But I don't think the message of Christ and the message of Christianity are the same thing. But if you're a big celebrator of Christmas, I, of course, don't want to ruin your holidays. I think that every day should be a holiday, to be honest. I kind of stopped celebrating almost altogether for a little while. And then I was married to a recovering Jehovah's Witness for a while. And they don't celebrate any holidays at all. They're like, every day is just another day and should be celebrated and lived in its joy just for its own thing. And so they don't celebrate birthdays, they don't celebrate anything. And so I kind of lived with that for a while, and that kind of took the luster off a lot of the possibilities for celebration that I might have. These days, whatever reason you have to celebrate, okay, I'll celebrate with you. I have no problem with that. But I don't get too caught up in it. So I'm like really moderate about it. So like today is Christmas Day. So like today, I will say Merry Christmas. And yesterday was Christmas Eve, so I had some latitude. And I said Merry Christmas to those people who I thought, were celebrating Christmas. Because some people don't. And I don't want to impose something on them that they don't want. So, but I mean, like, on December 23rd, I don't say Merry Christmas. Because it's not Christmas, I was at the grocery store the other day, on Friday, which happened to be winter solstice. And so, as I was leaving, I told the cashier, I said, Happy Solstice. And she's like, sat there for a minute, and then she was like, yeah, I can't believe it's on Tuesday. And she did have an accent, really. But I can't believe it's on Tuesday. And I said, no, that's Christmas. This is solstice. Happy solstice. And she's like, well, I don't know what that other thing is. So I just explained to her that solstice is the shortest day of the year. That's it. I know that there's a lot of folks, especially the Jesus is the reason for the season folks, that think that this whole season is all about Jesus. And that's it. And that's all it can possibly be about. And you're not allowed to celebrate anything else. And if that's you, hey, more power to you. Go right ahead. But I'm going to celebrate. I celebrated the shortest day of the year because that's an actual physical thing that's working within me and the cosmos around me and my place in the universe. And I can feel that. And that's real to me. And it's been real to me. And I started this new web series on that day. And so for me, solstice was really important and empowering. And Christmas is Tuesday. That's kind of it for me now. I still appreciate some of the songs, but I appreciate the sentiment, and I love the feeling of tradition and all that. But it's all just kind of emotional stuff. Doesn't hold any credibility to me. So, but I'm excited to have gone through Solstice, and I'm still celebrating Solstice, because that whole idea as the start of something new, and as the days get longer and we come more fully into the light throughout the rest of the year. And for me, that's something that I celebrate every day, or I want to celebrate every day, and I'm making it a more concerted effort to celebrate every day. And I think that's where Christmas is, because although I don't celebrate Christianity, because I don't think they give very much credit to God, I think that I do celebrate the spirit of Christ, because that runs through every other religion I've ever seen, except maybe Scientology. But but that spirit of selflessness, and sacrifice, and loving one another, that's just the essential quality of humanity that got lost when we started creating civilization and saying that some people should have more power than other people, and we need to have this money stuff, and we got to keep track of everything, and when we got into society, and that men were better than women. See, that kind of stuff, we needed a reminder of who we really are and what this whole thing is really all about. And ultimately, I think that's what that message of Christ was about. That's the sin we were being saved from. I don't think that God was just as short-sighted as Christianity makes him out to be, and created the whole world in like 6 days and took a day off. And after giving man free will, he said, oh man, now I gotta punish all of them. Well, I'll wait about 4,000 years and send my son as a sacrifice in a place where nobody can hear about him, so that they can all be saved, or some of them can be saved. I don't think that that's the way it went down. But I do think that once we started orchestrating a lot of our human compulsions and our machines and our ways of dividing up the planet and the property and everything, and not just being a community again, I think we needed a fallback system and a reset. So that's what I think my message of the Christ is that we're meant to love one another. We're meant to live in harmony and community, and we're meant to share and recognize that this world is so abundant. And the same entity that gives us every single one of our breaths, gives us every one of our thoughts and the ability to utilize them and build on them and create new things and do new things. And the same God that has given us everything that we have is continuing to give to us. And so there's no reason for us to have this scarcity mentality that's so subversive in the hierarchies and stuff that we've followed for the last 10,000 years. The ones that have caused so many wars and so much pestilence and so much poverty and so much ridiculousness. And I think that's what I remember of Christ. That's what I remember on Christmas. And I hope every day, because I got like 364 more of them to go after just this Tuesday. So I want to make sure that I'm like recognizing that life is still providing. And I hope that you are as well. And that every day is a new day, And so that from the winter solstice, when you have the shortest day of the year, like I said to somebody the other night, I think it was Saturday night, we had a party. And I said, today was longer than yesterday. Did you do more with it? And so every day as it gets longer, fill some more stuff in there. Get some more living in there, because you got more light to work with. And then once it gets to be summer solstice and the days start to get shorter again, recognize that you're going to have less light to work with. So what do you want to fit into your day? What do you want to fill it with? Because there's so much to fill it with, and there's so much abundance. So I hope, if nothing else, that you take that today, that life is abundant and life is a gift, and it's filled with so many other gifts. And I know it's very tempting to watch the television and the news channels that are designed to sell you horror and sell you fear and keep you hooked on the horrors of the world. But I pray to God on this day and every day that you find the strength to turn off the television, come out into nature, and recognize that life is abundant and God wants the best for you. Whatever God means to you. There's not a monopoly on God in Christianity. That's the great thing about it or she or whatever. I can't really describe it, but I love it. So, and I love you. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.